Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Gordon Guitar. So this time we have following artists here: Martin Garrix, Matisse and Sadko, and John Martin, and they created Won't Let You Go. So this one is not your typical guitar song, it's kind of a dance electro house music song here, but I wanted to show you that you can play almost anything on guitar, so you don't have to be within this classical frame. So let's go a little bit outside the box here. And this one is all about 4 chords, but we need to start to set our capo on the 5th fret to match up the sound with these chords. So capo on 5th, and let's start with the chords. They are A, so that is open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, 2nd B, and open E. And for this particular song, you don't need the open E that much for A, so that means you could bar the 2nd fret just like that from the D string and down. It's up to you. I think I play the bar here if I choose to strum this song, and yeah, that's how I do it. Then the next chord will be C, or you can also play this chord here that will be close to the C at 9, I believe. So that will be 3rd here on the A string, 2nd on D, open G, 3rd B, and the open E is optional there. So that is this C variation here, okay? And the next chord will be F, and I'm gonna show 2 variations of F as well there, cause we need it later, and I'm gonna explain how and why. But let's start with the classical F bar chord here. So that will be a bar on the 1st fret, and the rest will be 3rd on A, 3rd on D, and 2nd on G. That's F. And we also want this shorter version of F. That is 3rd on D, 2nd on G, 1st B, and this 1st E is optional, but that really belongs to the F. So that is the other way of playing that chord. And then we have the final chord, which is the D. So open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 2nd E. All right. So we have this 4 chords here: A, C, F, and D, in that order through the entire song. And first it starts with this just kind of a melody that goes for 4 rounds. It goes actually for 5 rounds if you include the intro, 1 round of intro, and then 4 rounds in the lyrics. And the melody is based on this these 4 chords here: the A, C, F, D, and that was the melody here. So it goes here, starts on the B string, 2nd fret, then 3rd fret B string, then open E. So the start here with A, okay, 2nd fret B string, and then on the next note here, 3rd fret B string, that's where the C comes. And the open E, and then comes the open G. Okay, so far 2nd B, then you shift to C and play the 3rd B, open E, and open G. Then comes the F chord note here, that is the 2nd G string. Then you're gonna play that again, 2nd fret G string, and then comes the open G string, and that's where the D comes into the picture. And then you land on the 2nd G. And that's the melody. So slowly it goes like this. So A, then C, F, D, And again, A, C, F, D. All right. So you can choose to play just the melody here. Or you can choose to play one down for each chord. So A, C, and F, and D. Alright, so that is your choice there, melody or just one downstroke for each chord. You're gonna play that for 5 rounds in total. And then you come to this part in the lyrics when they're saying, "'Cause when your heart burns cold, you need to know," and so on. Still the same chords there, but we need to learn a strumming pattern there. So A, C, F, and D stays, but the strumming here will be very, very easy. It's just one down, then clap, one down, and clap. You do that strumming down, clap, one time for each chord. So. How you do that clap, it's up to you. There's a very clear beat in the sound here, so I wouldn't clap on the strings, because that kills the sound a bit. And this one is just kind of very open and airy song, so you want the strings to ring out. So I will just make a light clap on the wood here next to the strings. So. And so on. Okay, you're gonna play this chord progression for 2 rounds in that way, and that is that part. And then comes for 4 rounds. So for 4 rounds you do that down clap, one time for each chord. And then you're gonna make a big stop and big pause there, because that builds up for the drop in this song here. That's what you usually call the when it comes to the kind of chorus in this kind of music, this kind of songs here, this dance electro songs. So big pause there right after these 4 rounds, and then comes the drop. I won't let you go. That's where we are in the lyrics then. Okay, so here we have a melody that's very clear, but it could be a little bit advanced to play and try to add into this song. I can show you the melody, and I can show you a variation of how to use that melody into the song, but it's up to you. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to handle the chord for this drop and how to get it great anyway, just without the melody. So first, the melody sounds like this. Okay, so it's of course based upon the chords. This was 2 chord progression rounds, so A, C, F, D for 2 rounds. So A, and then second round. Okay, so that was the melody. Okay, so where do we find it? We find it here on the G string to start with. So 2nd fret G string, then 2 times on open E, and then 2nd G. That is the first A. Then comes the C part, starts on open G, then 3rd B, and then 3rd B again, and that is the C part. Then comes the F part, that is that. So that is first on the B string, open B, open G, second G, then second G again, open B. Okay, then comes the D chord here, the final chord for the first chord progression round, and that part sounds like this. And that is first on B, open B, open G. And same one more time, open B, sorry, first B, open B, open G, and you land on the second G. Okay, so this first chord progression round, I'm gonna play that slow for you. So it sounds like this. Alright, and then we have the next chord progression round here. Start with A again. You're gonna play that in the exact same way as the first A. That means second G, open E, and second G. Then comes the C part. Sounds like this. That is open G, third E, and open E. And that's it. And then comes the F part. Sounds like this. And that is played in the exact same way as we played the first F there. That means first on the B string, open B, open G, second G again, open B. Okay? And then it ends with the final D, and it sounds like this. Sorry. That is first B, open B, second G, open G, second D, and second G. And that ends this melody. Okay, so I'm gonna play this second chord progression round slow for you so you can listen and be able to follow if you want. So let's go. Okay, so with the chords it will be A, C, F, D, and again A, C, F, Right, so that is how you play that part. So that is the melody. I'm gonna show you soon how you could try to incorporate the strumming and the melody here, but we will just jump to how you could play if you just go with plain strumming here, and that is very easy. You just play 4 downs for each chord. So A, C, 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 F, 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 D, D, D. So 4 times on E each chord, and F, 3, 4, and D. So very easy there. All right. So if we jump back again to this melody we just learned here, we could call it the melody number 2 because we had this first melody here in the beginning of this song, the melody number 1. So this second one, a little bit more advanced, you could play with the strumming here, and then of course you have to compromise. Maybe you cannot get, or probably you cannot get all the notes into strumming, so you just have to pick as many notes as you can, and that will color your strumming and make it more kind of nuanced, and it will be like yeah, it will give more than just a standard strumming. So one way of playing this could be like this. Or something like that. And here is why we teach to play the second variation of F, because it's very hard to get the melodies here if you have one finger that you use for the bar. So that is why we teach and played this shorter F like I did now when I demonstrated this melody here with the strumming. So when I come to the Fs here, now see, I'm very free here when I use this short version of F, very much more free than if I need to bar like this. I don't have this freedom to use my index finger, which is very good to have when you play melodies here. So that is the reason for we have this for us to have this short F. Okay, so that is how you could play this one. So when you play this drop now, you will play 4 rounds of these chords. So that means 4 rounds of A, C, F, and D. And if you choose to strum there, but if you choose to play the melody, it will only be 2 rounds of the full melody, because that is about 2 chord progression round, 1 melody round. So 2 rounds of melody or 4 rounds of the strumming for these chords, and that will make the drop there. So then comes the next part there, through the dark into space. That's where we're on the lyrics. You will go back again to this strumming here, the down clap, and play the same chords, and you're gonna play that for 4 rounds. And then this song ends with another 3 rounds of this second melody we just looked at. And you can choose there as well to play this melody number 2, this advanced one, if you wish to play that for 2 rounds, or you can choose to play the strumming for 4 rounds, and it's up to you. And that is how this cool song from Martin Garrix, Matisse Sadko, and John Martin, Won't Let You Go, ends. Whoa, need to catch my breath there. Many names and a long title there. But I hope this was helpful for you guys, and this was a little bit outside the box, not your typical guitar song. I love this as well, to push the limits and push the envelope of how and what you can play on guitar. So see you soon, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and most of all, don't forget, play tuned.